Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger, and it's Azala! Yeah, we went through that door. So this is Azala, it's the final showdown. This is basically going to be the final battle for the most part. So yeah, this is the final battle between the Reptiles and the Apes. And it's interesting, the prehistoric era, which is like, you finish it after only 2 times being here. You know, there's certain eras you finish doing things in. After this, we technically don't have to come back to the prehistoric era. We can, we don't have to. Well, besides side quests and stuff, but there's no, like, you know, again, storyline stuff. So, here we have the Black Tyrano. Red star. Fall! Stain the earth red. Huh. I guess I didn't notice that red star there. I wonder what that is. So, yeah. It may be her... Well, of course it's her fate to perish. I mean, we're alive, so obviously the apes rule the earth. And big boss man battle. So this is like the second time we've heard this music. So yeah, I learned Charm, and I didn't mention when I was ranting yesterday, but again, Charm can steal certain items from other enemies. So like for Nizbil, I was able to get a third eye from Nizbil. Which again you get from the news when you beat the new for the first time, but you can get another one if you beat Nizbil. Now, of course, from here you can get a magic tap from Azala, and you can get a power tap from the Black Tyrano. And if you beat them, you won't obviously get it until you can play the game again with new game plus. It's not new plus, new game plus. So But yeah, Charm's a useful move. Sometimes it fails, as you see here, well, sometimes it fails. I've seen it fail before. On the Black Tyrano, it actually failed, but and I hadn't got the tab yet. Basically, what you want to do here, and I don't fully do this. I really extend this battle a lot longer than it needed to be, which gives me time to talk about things. But basically, you really want to use Spire. Spire is probably the best move to use in this battle. You want to use Spire against Azala. It works really well against Azala. And definitely against the Black Tyrano as well, but not really at this moment, because at the moment, the Black Tyrano has a lot of defense. Now, I think Spire does some damage, but it doesn't do a lot. But yeah, you want to just basically use Spire or an electrical base attack against Azala. It really quickens things up. Since she's pretty, you know, strong otherwise. And then you have, this is, oh wait, no, I'm using... Again, I apologize if I haven't been talking about text too much. Sometimes, I'm not really paying attention. I lose track of what I'm thinking, or track of the gameplay sometimes. Spire basically is just a really strong move. Again, Charm steals from enemies. I don't think there's been anything else too dramatic that's been shown, though, for the most part. Most of the stuff, again, that's been shown has just been really strong moves. So anyway, things to talk about. I don't want to get really on a huge rant though, because, well, I guess I'll go on, 3D, Mega Jink Man, sent me in a PM, with a rant topic, saying my thoughts on the 3DS and 3D TV. Here's my thing about 3D. 3D can be a great thing. 3D can be a great thing that can, and that's Falcon Hit, again, just a strong move that attacks all enemies. Or maybe it only attacks enemies in a line, though. It might not attack all. I don't know for sure on that, though. But 3D can be used for a good thing. You know, I think the way it's being used right now is just for a gimmick. It's like, ooh, it's in 3D. You know, I think it also, at the moment, is taken away from creativity, because, you know, you can create your own illusion of 3D with, you know, art. Artists have been for a long time creating a sense of depth for a long time. Now, you can take the technology of having 3D movies, and you can use that to your advantage, in you know, like an artistic way. But the way it's being used right now, I think it's actually being hindered. Now, first off, I'm talking more about 3D movies. In terms of 3D TVs, right now, I think those are a rip-off. And I think anyone, unless you really want to, I think should just not buy a 3D TV at all. I mean, I would never buy a 3D TV. It's pointless. Not only do I not watch TV, but it's pointless in my opinion. I mean, you're buying an expensive TV, and I've heard you had to spend like 150 for one pair of the glasses. That's just a ripoff. I mean, anyone, you know, you want to spend that much money just to experience 3D in your own home? That to me is just not worth it. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have. It's just, you know, it's got to go down. The prices definitely have to go down, and you can make the case, well, you know, it's expensive to make. Well, okay, it's expensive. It might be expensive to make, but then, you know, it's not. I don't think it's a feasible thing at the moment to be wanting to have. If it's so expensive to make, you shouldn't be making it. If everyone has to pay like $150 per pair of glasses, that's just ridiculous, in my opinion. Okay, so here's the thing about the Black Tyrano. It will start once Azala is gone. It will start powering up, which means its defense is down to 0 at that point. So you want to start attacking with your most powerful moves, preferably Spire, and I think Cat Attack, or Cat Attack's pretty good. I would use Cat Attack. Also, if you have the Rage Band equipped like I do, you can potentially counter every roar that he does. I know you can. I've seen characters counter without, like, you know, items on, but it seems like, maybe not. I don't know. Does anyone actually know? Because I am curious. Like, can characters? Because the only one I've seen counter is Chrono, and that's because he has the Rage Band on. So can characters just naturally counter, or do you have to have an item that allows you to counter? But either way, I know if you have the Rage Band on Chrono, you can definitely counter every single roar, technically, which allows you to do even more damage to him, and you do 200 with just a slash attack, so that's, or 200, so... but yeah, with 3D TVs, right now I'd say those are definitely a ripoff. There's no reason to get them. For 3D in general, right now I think it's just more of a gimmick, and I think it's more of a hindrance in some ways. For example, Toy Story 3, I've heard from a friend, he said, don't watch it in 3D, because what happens with 3D is there's so many details, so much details in the background and everywhere in the movie. With 3D, it focuses you only on certain characters, usually the main characters. And in doing so, you miss out on all the other details in the background. You miss out on all the imagery the artists put work in. And, you know, it's like you're almost missing out on half the experience of the movie with the 3D because you're focusing on certain aspects. So in that extent, I think 3D is actually making the movie worse. At the same time, it could be used with that whole, you know, defining certain things. It could be used, you know, to an advantage. And I think Nintendo is potentially doing that. I don't necessarily know 100%, but like with the whole thing with Paper Mario, the screens for Paper Mario 3DS, with the card thing, if, you know, how they said that you can use 3D to solve games better, the way they're thinking, that's how 3D should be implemented, in my opinion. It should go that way. It should be, instead of just being used as a gimmick, or instead of just being used to just be there, or, you know, getting in the way, it should be used in an effective way. And honestly, ironically, and again, I guess I am a Nintendo fan, but I guess, you know, from what I've seen of companies doing 3D, I think Nintendo is the one who's being the most ambitious in using 3D effectively. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm crazy. Actually, I probably am crazy. But I think Nintendo, you know, has a great idea at that. Now, that said, I'm not buying a 3DS for 3D. Will I use it? Yeah. And maybe Nintendo will really hook me on 3D. But when I, like, again, because we couldn't see 3D at E3, when I was watching the E3 conference and seeing all the stuff about the 3DS, and even when they were talking about 3D, on my mind, I wasn't thinking, oh my god, 3D. In fact, 3D wasn't even on my mind at all when when they were talking about the 3DS. I was thinking about, oh, games. These games look awesome. Or, oh, there's the analog stick. I was thinking about it as a regular handheld. I'm not buying the 3DS for, you know, the 3D ability. You know, I'm just buying. I think and the fact you could turn it off. You know, it might make, you know, add to some games, but you don't have to have the 3D in there. And I really like that, because that to me reads as, okay, we're gonna make it so that these games can have these features. Now it could be opposite, but we're gonna make it so these games have the ability to have this 3D that will enhance some of the gameplay. But at the same time, you don't need this 3D here. We can, which again reads to me that they're gonna use 3D as an enhancing feature. Maybe not, maybe not, I don't know. But it reads to me as they're going to be more enhancing it, because, and it could be just, again, it could just be a gimmick. They could just be using it as a gimmick, so I could be wrong, but, you know, I see it as, okay, we have the gameplay, we're going to add 3D and use it to enhance the gameplay a little bit. You can do it without the 3D, but with the 3D, it makes the game, you know, it adds a layer to the literally to the game. But I guess my view is right now I see 3D in the early 3D as a medium. I guess medium. In the early development, I think there needs to be more time before we start getting really crazy with it. So I don't think 3D TVs are ideal right now. And Azala has been defeated. The reptites will no longer rule the earth. No, it can't be. Could the heavens truly have sided with the apes? Listen, primates, let it be known, we reptites fought bravely to the end. Planet of the apes. Allah understand. Oh, wait, what was that? Wait, what? Soon, stones of fire will rain down, flames will scorch the land. That sucks! That really does suck. What a treat. No, he won't. Okay. Lavos, great Scott!